it's Shay's turn.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening with my TBR list is I was so dedicated. I wanted to start with The Son of a Conga. I started, and then halfway through, I'm like, I need a mental palate cleanser. I spent most of this month trying to dig through this book and just funneling through it, and I really did, and I told her piece by piece what was happening, and I'm I don't know if I'm getting it, because fantasy is not my genre.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, fantasy is not her genre. Fantasy is my genre. I still had trouble with it, so
exactly, fantasy wasn't my genre. So at one point I'm am I really getting it? Am I making stuff up, or am I just really having a true understanding of what I'm reading? So I had to put it down, and I had to switch over to the rest of my TBR list. And the first book was a reread. It's Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own, and I love it. It's a classic. I feel like everyone should have this on their shelves. It's an extended essay about how women in fiction, it could be anything, right? It could be female characters in fiction, but this Virginia Woolf just went with women and them writing fiction.
Yeah.
Right? So why is there such a huge gap in women and writing fiction? And it just says that, we have a lot of distractions. If we had a room of our own and some money with no distractions, we would be able to achieve. Right? And I think that's the one point that I kind of disagree on, though, because I'm we have so many distractions, but look at us here, we got things done, we do things all the time. I don't know if the quality would be better or worse, but
it's also because of the progress we've made.
Exactly. And then there was parts of it where it's I'm just we're still considered second grade citizens almost. We still have pay, we don't have pay parity with males, 83 cents to the dollar, we still are going through some things that are mentioned in this book, and it makes me sad, that's part of our life. So that was a Virginia Woolf.
It's so even hundreds of years later, it's still prevalent
today, right? It was so good. So we're gonna go on to the next book. So we have I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I don't know, but this book honestly was so good. Indigenous writer about Indigenous stories and Indigenous communities, and honestly the way it's written, it's so poetic, it's so creative. Just a story about families and the diaspora and the displacement that our Indigenous communities had to face as a result of residential schools, but also just them trying to piece together their history and try to figure out things through pictures and letters and little things that their family have left behind, and try to piece together their history, which is difficult to do. I personally gave this 4 stars because of the way it's written. It's so intelligent. It's you get a little bit of ghost and paranormal in there as well, because they're looking back at their past and they're trying to figure out what's happening.
Fantastical elements.
Exactly, fantastical elements, which I was really surprised by. But at the same time, I'm just I feel like this needs to be in our schools.
Yeah.
100%. Needs to be something that we study. This book in particular needs to be something that is a part of our school system.
We just generally need a lot more Indigenous fiction in our curriculums. So.
I think this would be a good start. So for that reason, I gave it 4 stars. And then I finally read Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and this was on Demi's TBR as well.
It was
Was it? And you've actually read it too.
I read it in August, the end of
August. So I think it kind of spills into September.
It spills into September, yeah.
I absolutely loved this book so much.
Good palate cleanser.
It was a good palate cleanser. I felt like I was in a cute little coffee shop, a very intimate space, no windows, no cell phones, no nothing. And by the end, I literally was sobbing, like ugly crying, because it was so cute.
Yeah. We gave it the same rating, actually. She told me it was like, what was your rating?
I gave it a 3 stars.
3 stars, yeah. It was the same rating as mine.
Yeah.
And I thought the same thing. It was like, it feels so like you're in that cafe watching everything unfold.
Exactly. And you get a really good sense of who's there, what their personalities are like. Very well written. I am still curious about the woman in the white dress, because I'm just like, who is she? Why is she there?
What's your history?
Why are you there? Why don't we have enough information? You'd think that because they're in the coffee shop, they would know who this woman is.
Yeah, but they don't.
They don't?
Yeah. So like, I'm excited to read the next books in the series. I really want to know who she is. If we touch on her again, I hope we do. Yeah. It's really good. I really like it. It's a good palate cleanser.
And then, yes, I ended up finishing The Son of Akanga, and we will actually get into that in our next video.
But what was your rating for it?
It was 1 star.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that. It'll have its own separate video.
It will have its own separate video because ideas, great. I'm hoping we can influence the writing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because I know that
WB
and Drew is currently writing. I saw on his Twitter he's writing, and I'm like, if we can influence how this turns out, I'd be so damn excited.
Honestly, I just like a good editor would be great. Is what the most I can really say about it. We'll talk more about it in the individual review.
Okay. All right. See you.
That's Shay's review.
Yay!
Yeah. That was it. That was our reviews. Just quick reviews. We didn't want to make this too long. You know what? Question. How long do you guys think is the ideal video when it comes to wrap-ups? Because I do want to talk about books a lot, but I don't want to make it so long that it gets boring.
Yeah.
So any suggestions about how long it should be? Please let us know. Leave the comments down below. Leave us a like. Please subscribe if you want to join us on this journey. And yeah, thank you for watching and for listening to us.
Just like our characters.
Yes. I hope you guys take care and have a wonderful day.